Hello to Y staff. I just want to create a little video on the unit planning, so give you some tech tips on the unit planning, the online system that I made. So there is a couple ways to get to this. The easiest way, as always, if you're using Chrome, I have embedded a folder up here titled 2Y bookmarks. So if you open this, here is a link to the 2Y blog. You might have to log in just using your first dot, last, and then your password. I've also forced this to, so if I open from a fresh page, the 2Y will automatically open as your kind of your starting page. Okay, so once you're in the 2Y, under learning links, we have unit planning. This top one is to start a new one. The second one down here is the overview. Most of you are using the overview. So here's the overview. And from here, you can sort by department. If I just want to go to English, here are all the English ones. You can then continue to filter and so on. So we have one English from Neil, grade 7. So that's one way to filter. If you can find your department, if you hover over, you can see that the course title will pop up in the top of this little window here. So there's several ways to locate a unit plan, because you might need to add, change, edit, etc. Once you have found a unit, so here's one that Tom made, and you can see you have teacher's name, you have the unit, this 100% bar or this percent bar, I'll get to here in a second, but you can view by clicking on the view the PDF, so once you finish it. And the reason why there is the completion bar, there's 4 sections, so 25 for each. The first one is required. This is the one where you enter a name, department, grade level, and so on. So this is 25%. Stage 1 is then 50%. Stage 2 is 75%. And then upon completion of stage 3 is the 100%. So that's the purpose of the progress bar or completion bar. Okay, so if you want to edit, you click on the editing here, and then you just go to next. I changed Tom's name, so I'll fix that for him. So sometimes I change things, so this is a good example where you might have to go in here and actually reselect your name because I took off Tom's middle initial. I've also changed some unit numbers. So if I go back to this one, this was unit 1. So I added in this one question, unit and options. So down here you have option A, B, C, and so on. And this is unit 1. I hit next, next, and then hit next. Once this submits, it will update the spreadsheet here. So it'll automatically update this spreadsheet, and it will delete the previous PDF of your unit plan and replace it with a new one. Now let me go back to this because I want to stress where the errors comes from in the display. So sometimes you'll see errors here in the display where you don't see this. It says error. It gives me a line number and so on. And the reason why is right here. If the start date is after the end date, it will not publish this view. So be very careful on the end and start before you move on. Be sure to check that the start date is in fact before the end date. The problem is when you're going from December into the next calendar year. So here I click on the calendar and I can see that I can change the years here. So please pay close attention to the start and end date. If you submit one and realize after that you messed up, you will not be able to fix it because this view will receive an error, so it won't display. Okay, if you have any questions, just let me know. So remember to access it, 2Y blog, and then over here under learning links, you have unit planning, and you have the overview. And that's all for now. Let me know if you have any questions.